friends that came to visit, like friends from other countries that came to this country. I'm not typically friends with Irish people for very blatant reasons. And they laugh, the people that come to this country. It's like, how does anything work? How does anything actually get done? See this? See the hatred? How does anything get done in this country? So, first of all, for RTE, you're paid to answer your phone, okay? Bitch on reception. Bitch on reception, you're paid to answer your fucking phone. Okay? When you hang up on people, you incite pretty anger, you know what I mean? If I wasn't mentally stable and I could go get a firearm, I'd go visit RTE very fucking shortly and make sure you answer your fucking phone. And then maybe your friend Clarice with her newborn baby gets executed in some desperate terror attack because you're an ignorant bitch that wouldn't answer her fucking phone. Now, finish with RTE. Don't pay your TV license. Don't pay your fucking TV license. Nobody out there, pay your TV license. Run away government, run away fucking everything, run away Garda, and this is where I'm getting onto UCD. Because I also contacted UCD. You have a runaway country, and you've had a runaway country for 8 or 9 years. Every government in the world is being overthrown in a vote of no confidence under my name. They're using my name as predicted in the book of Revelations to be very powerful and influential people and to be coveting the name of the beast. Beast, B-E-A-S-T, beast, Bech, East, right? House of the Rising Sun. When people are thinking about me, I can very plainly see them. Easily and very plainly see them. You could do a lot of Gypsy Pinkerton stuff with this kind of stuff, you know? I know, UCD, that you contacted the Garda Síochána today. After, that's not going to help. I contacted you so you would do what Jesus would do. What would you do as you, a person, and not do what everybody in this poxy country does and just dumps it onto someone else? Some secretary will dump it onto another secretary, dump it onto another secretary, and nothing ever gets done. He said 7 years, and I gave a prophecy very plainly of Joseph in 7 years. And he said, after these 7 years, there'll be war and famine on earth. Now you're in your 8 or 9, and guess what, genius? You've had 2 years of war and famine on earth. As fucking determined. I'm going to let you slide into absolute apocalypse just so you realise the validity of the situation. It's like, there's nothing else I can do. Maybe I'm just supposed to let these stupid fucking ignorant Irish and this poxy fucking world fall into absolute apocalypse and oblivion. And maybe then you'll appreciate the validity or reality of the situation. So, for UCD, do not contact your corrupt Gardaí. They tried to execute me, right? A Gardaí abducted me and tried to murder me twice on the same day. Shot in the eyeball with a handgun, and they tried to disembowel me with some Euro trash fucking gypsy with a hook knife. Do not contact the Gardaí. Do not contact your government. Do not contact your clone president from Florida. Radker's cloned. Loads of people are cloned. This is all on my channel, which I referred you to thoroughly revise. It's what you people do. You study stuff, you know what I mean? You could have these videos on in the background. I sent practically little mini essays that I typed out on my little crappy phone here, what I've been tormented and sodomized and persecuted and raped by 14 different gypsy cabals, all practicing different magic, wank, sex magic and profanity in my name all day, every day. And I desperately sit around sweating and being tormented, tapping out these poxy fucking emails. You know what I'm thinking? The only reason I said that a bit earlier on about RT is like, my police and my military and my government are completely corrupt. They tried to murder me twice. I almost got a conviction for talking about it because I said that I wasn't trying to incite a riot. I almost got a conviction for talking about the fact that they tried to murder me twice. Injustice in your fucking world. Dirty paddy cap wearing fucking rats. There's gonna be some infamy for your future, Ireland. You wanted immediately the apology of Potiphar when you realised that you had your own saint and your own genius in the cellar for 7 years. You needed immediately the apology of Potiphar. It's like, oh shit, John, sorry, we didn't realise that. We're willing to work with you, and you would have prospered. Sorry, but there was a more important thing to do than save your sperm. See, I'm fine. I have a rosary. I'm absolutely fine. I've got a lovely rosary. They're coveting my rosary. They're very stupid people. I have a video about this again. I'm fine. I'm trying to save your sperm in your world from burning. As if Moses had a time machine and could go back 400 years before you fell into 400 years of apocalypse and bondage and slavery to Florida. I caught it in the real time. I caught it before it set off into year 14. And once it reaches year 14, it won't stop rolling. It won't stop rolling until all your names and all your faces are long forgotten, after it goes into year 14. And I've warned you about this. You're reaping what you're sowing. And they've only feasted and fought. So you have famine and war. For 7 years, they've feasted and fought it's called Armageddon, genius. Feasted and fought over the temple, over my orrery, over my birthright, and you have you have famine and war on earth. I don't know how much you care for your sperm. You know what I mean? Do you care for your sperm? It's like, I told them about the waters, they didn't care. I told them about the war, they didn't care. I told them about the famine, they didn't care. And I told them about their sperm. And most of them are such fucking lousy men. They don't even care about their sperm. They don't care about their generations ahead of you. I'll be like Elijah, don't worry. I'll be hanging around this world for a very long time. And I will tear families down and I will raise families up. You will not sustain. Now, don't contact the Gardaí. I contacted your School of Philosophy. I probably should have contacted School of Theology. Maybe you want to talk to them. I contacted you because I'm a student of the School of Philosophy in UCD. I thought you might remember me, the quirky little intelligent guy. A in Hobbes. I got an A in a few things. Because I need you to do something. Be a hero. Cairo. I'm Raichu. It's a great achievement. I'm Raichu. A German man said it with great esteem. He's Raichu. I need Cairo. A hero. That's where hero comes from. And I don't want you to contact the Gardaí. They're corrupt. Right, they're all wankers. Particularly, they're all wankers. Right? They're not suitable for tabernacle. They're all scarlet wankers that have been marked by my name. Been marked by my name in many ways, good ways or bad ways. Most ways, it's supposed to be a wonderful thing, but in the situation at the moment, they will be sorry that they were ever born. There's a statue in Scotland where you see this Christ-like figure and he's had his face or his identity removed and he's sticking a vaccine needle in his arm. And it was to do with the suicide rate and the spiritual genocide that's going on in Scotland and all over the world. And it's my identity that they've stolen. I'm not comparing myself to Jesus. A Christ-like figure has been robbed. An Israelite. And he's went and gobbled up all the other Israelites, just like in the book of Elijah. And I'm the last one left in Battle Royale, so out of the best of the people, best of the Israelites on earth, I was the best of the best. And I don't die. So they shot me in the eye and they tried to rip me open with a fucking hook knife. Even so, Jesus Christ, again, I'm not comparing myself to Christ, but I love that saying, even so. And they're going to conceal this desperately. Just like in the Revelation said, they will murder, they will abduct you. If any staff from UCD tried to call out to my home like I wanted you to do, knock on my door and say, hey John, let's have a conversation, they will try to intercept and abduct you. They will put guarded checkpoints on the roads outside Newtown and Kennedy to prevent you actually getting to me. I want you to really appreciate the validity of the situation that you've been put into. And you might think I'm ignorant for throwing this onto your lap. I didn't throw this onto your lap. And this is 8 or 9 years into the situation, and I didn't contact a solicitor. I did not contact politicians. They all have families. They all have lives. I didn't exactly want to be somewhat fearless as Jesus and just go grab the first 12 fishermen I saw. I was like, let's go to work. I waited because we have Gospels, and we've done that before, and I waited for the Vatican and the French to arrive. The Vatican and the French arrived, and they worked with the IRA and Sinn Féin, who witnessed loads of miracles around me originally. And they all think they're special. Like the Holy Roman Empire think they're special because they witnessed executions of the apostles. And it has a Hydra effect, the way it grows and spreads. 2 wings of the crow that tore Jesus apart. They're nobodies, you know what I mean? They're just witnesses. Islam is where it's really at. Actual welcomed attendance of Christianity. You don't have to be Islam. You'd want to be working as hard as a Muslim. Celibate, decade, vegan, over a decade. Celibate and vegan over a decade. Anyway, it's not a competition. And if it is, it's a competition over humility. Now, put down your papers, which you're correcting. Put down your essays. Put down your regurgitation of the already extant library that you get paid to maintain your employment. You be a hero. See, you might think I'm a bit bad as well for dumping. I told you on this phone today, I went into isolation. I cried alone in the wilderness because I knew I was a burning bush that had a big Medusa head of hair on me, and everybody I passed by, there was people in my temple fornicating with him. So when you're listening and talking to me, they fornicate with you. Yes, they fornicate and they manipulate your minds and say, ignore him, stay away from him. And once again, these are in the emails and on the videos that I have prescribed to you. Instant you think about me. I don't look at people when I walk down the street. People look at me. I wonder why. And they get fornicated with by the serpents and gypsies that are waiting in my temple. Pinkerton, yay. What would Jesus do? He went into the temple and got rid of all the gypsies out of the temple. So the Levite wasn't so tormented and crying alone in the wilderness, John the Baptist. You're so lucky to have me to explain this. Like, you're so fucking lucky to have me to explain this to you. That I'm so well educated and so well understanding on the matter. You would easily and happily, with a big cheeky IRA grins on their faces, falling into absolute holy hell and perdition. And so it'll be sunny in Ireland, and you're all very wealthy in Ireland with your 30 pieces of silver. And it's exactly what happened in other places. They were all cosy and happy, living in some ziggurat, fornicating with the wife of the Lamb every single day. And the whole world around them fell into famine, plague, war, and perdition. And by the time Babylon disappeared then, boom, they woke up into a world full of disease, no food, no anything. And they're like, oh, what a Babylon, what's worth of you've read. And they're off the shores of Babylon, and they're like, oh, what world is like Babylon? You're just so lucky I'm so fucking intelligent. I don't know why I'm begging to save your sperm. Begging to save your world. And the more I beg and try, and the more I get bullied, like the it's childish bullying that I have to put up with, I realise there's no reason to sustain your world. You've had 2,000 years of Gideons and Gospels. You did it worse than any other part in the Bible. Jeremiah is pretty bad, but Poland before the war is pretty bad, but nobody has done it this bad. That is happening at the moment. And I don't see a reason to sustain you. I don't know why I'm breaking my balls to save your balls. Anyway, yeah, you'll be conditioned to forget about this and go back to correcting your chicken scratches and doing whatever the fuck you people do or get paid to do. Regurgitate Merlier de Pontif or whatever the fuck it is. On a light note, I have a funny joke. I can culminate French philosophy in 3 words. But of course. Or continental philosophy in 4 words. But of course, Germany. Right. I put it in the essay that Carl Jung advised that epidemics of schizophrenia and psychosis occur when people don't act fast enough. They're meant to act very swiftly and very, very carefully and do something, act. Your ignorant President Higgins from Florida has been very aware of these situations for several years and did nothing about it. He was very aware before coronavirus happened and did nothing about it. IRA and Sinn Féin and any other ignorant party. I can explain coronavirus, I can tell you what happened. I was fatalistically harmed. Many angels left your earth. I saw them all departing the earth. That wasn't what caused it. Then you were all very vulnerable. And the Rockefeller families, or some people in Florida and New York City, started globally culling. Global cull. They started to globally cull the world. And as far as I have it, they had a 3-week trip out in Babylon from their global culls. It's like, instead of an hour here, or like instead of an hour or 2, they had 3 weeks during, they call it the summer holiday, they call it a summer break. They had 3 weeks in some Babylonian assassin paradise, and they woke up in a world full of coronavirus and disease. And do me no harm. Yep, that's what happened. That's where coronavirus came from. These are all disconnected from your stars. I think they even gave a lot of you stars and disconnected you from them. And stars have a lot to do with your immunity and your destiny. And breathing as well, which is funny. Your ability to breathe. It's not like there's no air there, but it's like you're not breathing. You can feel the fact that you're suffocating in a way. Spiritually suffocating in a way. So, well, this is still happening, and it's not getting any better. And intelligent, prudent, well-educated, and preferably non-sexual people. And that's explicitly why I contacted the Z Nerds. I was like, I'm surrounded with dipshit, illiterate, dunce fucking rich people, dipshit, illiterate, dunce fucking military, pigs, and the worst kind of company you can have in a fucking temple. I was like, I need to get some nerds, I need to get some good nerds. So that's why I'm contacting UCD. And I'd like to know if I passed my resit on calculus. By the way, I did a resit on calculus, and if you're gonna, it would make me happy to know that I barely scraped through on that. It'd be nice to know that I passed my calculus resit. People used to ask me, so why are you studying calculus? Why calculus? Why are you studying calculus when you're a philosophy student? And I was like, I don't know where it came from. Yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, it's a mathematician or something. Newton and Leibniz. So you can either don't contact your government. You won't believe me, but they're mostly clones. I know you won't believe me, but most of the governments in the world had a clone invasion, and they started, even Myanmar, they tried to replace people. And even the Pope called in all the European presidents and cloned half of them, if not all of them, and just got that under control. And that's how sick ass the Vatican can be. It's the Christ killers. They're not what you think. They're really not what you think. They'll make you worship the image of the beast. They'll bless you on the name of 666 hath understanding, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. You'll think they're good people, but they have Christ killer written on their backs. It's pleasing to the Lord. And they shall drink the wine of martyrs and saints, for they deserve it. In case you're wondering why they drink wine at Mass and you don't drink wine, because you didn't murder Jesus. Rome murdered Jesus. And they drink the wine of saints and martyrs, for they deserve it. And I imagine it tastes like piss and vinegar most of the time. During times of good Christianity, it probably tastes a bit sweeter, or if the church are doing well. But I'd say during bad times, it probably tastes like piss and vinegar, for they deserve it. I want to play guitar, I got better things to be doing. I got nothing to do, I got better things to be doing than saving your balls. I got nothing to do. You will bring me to your master, and he will reward you greatly. I will bring you to my master, and I will profit greatly in your advice. You serve your master well, and will be rewarded. I serve my master well, and will be rewarded. You will give me my orrery, my rosary, my unlawful wedded wife, and the Wookiee. That's I'm maniac. What's that word? Demented. I'm demented to mania. I'm demented to mania. Yeah. Funny side of things. I wrote a good joke. I wrote a really good joke. So the Pope, quit your day job, Frankie. So I already wrote the best joke. Now do what Jesus would do. That's what I was going to say, John. You might have thought it was bad of me to involve any Christian, but you all have the potential of Christ in you. You have the potential and ability and heroism of Christ instilled in every one of you, semblant little lambs. So no Christian really has the excuse not to save me. You have that power in you, inherent in you, to do what Jesus would do. And get the donkey out of the ditch on any given Sunday. So save your sperm. I got nothing to do anyway. Hi, Tim. Professor Wood.